Hi there, this is Balsamic Moon Tarot. Welcome to my channel. So we are doing October predictions in this reading. This is a pick a card reading, so I'm going to show you the three options and select the one you're most drawn to, but you can also feel free to listen to all the readings and just take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. So we have for pile one, the bridge. And pile two, we have the flame. Pile three, we have the village. So feel free to pause the video and take a few deep breaths and see which card you connect to the most. And you can skip ahead using the timestamps in the description box below. See you at your reading. Hello, pile one. Welcome to your reading. You selected the bridge. I love this card. It's beautiful imagery. I want to say what I'm picking up so far is that I do think October is going to be quite a pleasant month for you. I think your relationships are going to be enjoyable. You're going to feel like you have more time to spend with the people you love, that you care about, people whose company you enjoy. It's possible that you also have more time to activities that just really make you feel like your heart is full, is what I'm getting. So let's get into it. I haven't selected cards yet. I want to just talk as I pull out the cards and, you know, just try something a bit different than my last month's predictions. So let's go ahead and start with these 4 cards and see what you have in October. We have the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. Okay, so I am seeing a little bit of drama, at least maybe just in the beginning of the month. And I don't mean to say that sarcastically or something, or like, you know, drama just being that there might be something that slightly disappoints you, but you regroup, you take a step back and you recover. It's possible that there's like a new love in your life, and this person is someone you find very exciting and very attractive, and you just really have strong feelings for them, but the relationship itself is a bit tenuous, is what I'm gathering here. So I think there is this message of like, don't sweat the small things, you know, don't worry about the small, like, don't get too upset over something that is really not that important in the grand scheme of things. Also, don't care too much about their opinion of you or their approval of you, is another thing I'm getting here. Let's keep going. I feel like this person, if it's not romantic, I feel like this person might even be someone who you just really admire and respect, and maybe you think like they're very creative and you show them like your own creation. Like maybe it's somebody who you know, makes music or something, and you're interested in music and you've been getting involved in making music more, and you know, you wanted to impress them with what you're doing, and maybe they just didn't they're not responding in a way that you quite like wanted. So I'm talking in past tense, even though this is a prediction, but I'm just giving you the energy that's coming in so far. Yeah, we have the 8 of Pentacles and we have the Lovers. So I think that what's going on is that in the beginning of the month, you have this experience that is sort of this lesson for you. It's a reminder to appreciate the people in your life who are just very like warm and embracing of you, who don't like withhold their support. They're very like people who are friends and lovers who are just like explicitly supportive of you. You don't need you don't need in your life people who are kind of flaky, is what I'm getting. Like someone who's a steady presence, solid presence in your life. They're the people who are going to be showing up in spades in October. Like you're gonna see their true colors. You're gonna see people's true colors, good and bad, in October. And if that is scary for you, just remember that you always have the power to pull your energy away from unfulfilling relationships. So if somebody disappoints you, just remember that, you know, with this Four of Swords energy, this is the energy of like pulling away, withdrawing into your you know, your cocoon or your privacy, and become inaccessible to them, really. Like they don't deserve to have access to you if they're not if they just don't really appreciate you. You know, if it seems like they take you for granted, like you can pull yourself away, you can pull back from the connection. And we have here the Five of Pentacles with the Fool. So I also feel like you're taking a gamble in some way in October. And I feel like you're actually taking this leap of faith and taking this risk to show up for somebody who like has a lot more has something really special about them. This person who's showing up in your life, that you like, you are appreciating them even more in October, because what you're seeing is their true character and how they, like, despite all the odds and all the odds against them and all the challenges that they've had to persevere through, they are someone who doesn't mistreat people. They're someone who doesn't take it out on other people. Like, they work hard and they apply themselves, and they manage to still make things, like, they have such style and grace is also what I'm seeing. Or like they have a lot of composure. They have tact, they have diplomacy. Like, they just treat other people very well. And in October, you are kind of going out on a limb for them. You're like extending yourself more to them, and this could be romantic, this could be friendship or professional, or, you know, any type of relationship. That's what I'm seeing for you in October. So definitely a relationship theme in October. Let me go ahead and keep pulling cards. What are the predictions for this group? What are the predictions in October? This one. Okay. Oh, wow. I said there's a relationship theme in October, and look at that. We've got the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups right there. Can you see? Yeah, that's all on screen there. So, wow, beautiful. I love that you have the bridge, and it's the Rainbow Bridge. You might want to look up the Norse mythology of the Rainbow Bridge. It's pretty cool. And then we've got the Queen of Cups also showing up in these rainbow colors. So for you in October, I feel like relationships are more rewarding, more fulfilling. I also feel like October is going to have a lot of sweetness to it, honestly. Like, I feel like your heart is going to open up and be more receptive and be more giving. There's going to be flow in your life. Flow and pleasantries and, like, so, yeah, it's like, it's almost like, you're more sensitive, but like not in a way that's painful, not like you're more vulnerable, but more like your sensitivities sharpen, your receptivities sharpen, your intuition even will sharpen. If you're in a relationship with someone, the relationship itself it's going to have a deeper connection between you two. Like, there's going to be a psychic connection I see coming up here. Maybe you already have that, but in October, like, it'll just be more pronounced. We have the Page of Swords here. Also note, well, in this deck it's the Princess of Swords, but typically it's called the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords showing up there, I think communication is going to be like improved in October. Communication between you and others. Also the way you express your ideas. You're going to want to explore other ways of expressing those ideas. I think you're going to be inspired a lot by others. Like maybe you're even going to be inspired by something you read. Like there's going to be a book of someone's life, even like a book of an artist's life, or someone you admire. Like you're gonna read about their life, and it's gonna inspire you. Honestly, maybe you're gonna be inspired to become a writer. If that's something that resonates for you, October would be a great time for you to explore that that project, and make a project of it, and really give yourself that time. Here's the Four of Swords, right? This could be an artist in the studio, a writer in the studio, somebody who's blocking out the outside world and allowing themselves to focus, allowing themselves to have like a retreat, right? You're retreating into your world where you can write more. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by my dog. Let me handle this first. Okay, I just adjusted the cards. I made a little bit more space for your view, and I wanted to place this card down. So we have the Seven of Wands. Interesting. Well, I was just talking to you about like how October may be a good time to kind of take a step back from the outside world, maybe go on a creative retreat, or just take some time for yourself to pursue a creative project. It's even possible that writing will be something you're interested in doing, or maybe you are a writer and you want that time to finish a project or start a project, or just like give more time and focus to and attention to a project. So that's something that's showing up here. With the Seven of Wands, I even wonder if you might have to kind of assert your boundaries in relationship, to ensure that you put that time and attention on your creative projects. Maybe you have to, just be very assertive on that. But let's keep going. Overall, there's a lot of like, I feel like October is going to be very rewarding for you, and meaningful for you, not just in relationships, but just in your like philosophy or your approach to life. This Fool card is drawing my attention, and with the Fool next to the Five of Pentacles and the Lovers card, I feel like your sense of, you're not just like optimistic here. I feel like you are kind of being very like, I feel like you're kind of, I'm sorry, let me clear my head. I keep getting interrupted, which is funny because it's in the reading. It's like the Seven of Wands, like having to like find your private space where you can like focus. I'm actually experiencing that right now. But yeah, like the Fool card. Let's put the focus on the Fool card, right? So this person's kind of jumping into the unknown, but they're very excited, and they're carefree. That's what it is. They're carefree. And I think for you, October, you're going to experience a new type of carefreeness, because the worries of the world, especially if it comes to money or workplace, or even just like world news, world politics, those worries aren't as heavy on you anymore. And I think they've been weighing you down, in recent months. I think you've been like feeling really, not just heavy, but kind of bereft. You felt like at a loss, and really have been hurting for others who are also struggling. So yeah, it's like that struggle the struggle for material stability that has been on your mind. It's been weighing you down. It's been weighing down your heart. And I think October is a chance for you to relieve yourself of that for a little bit. And it's not necessarily that you're becoming like irresponsible or reckless. It's more the fact that you are appreciating the love in your life more deeply, appreciating the just how special people in your life really are. And that could be in the form of one relationship and one partner, or a serious commitment. It could also be in the form of multiple relationships and multiple multiple people in your life who like enrich it. Okay, look at that. I got the Lovers again. Look at that, the Lovers again. Another beautiful depiction. And the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So October, you're actually seeing something is starting to show success. And that makes sense now. So you've been struggling for some time now, but you're starting to see some signs of success, maybe even materially, like maybe your income is getting better. And so that's where that pep in your step is coming from. You can ease up a little bit on the stresses in your life. You feel more supported, and by feeling more supported, you have more fun. You're able to have more fun. Okay, what else for this pile number one? I'm just gonna pull a couple more cards and then I'll wrap this up. Predictions for October. Anything more specific? Might just apply to a couple of you, but I want to give some specific details to confirm that this is your reading. What's the situation? What's the advice? What's going on for October? We have the Six of Swords. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and do this. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. The Eight of Pentacles again. Yeah, career. Again, you've been working hard, or you've been struggling through a project. It's been a slog, and now you're starting to see all that hard work and discipline and diligence. It's all starting to turn things in your favor. You're now starting to see the fruits of your labor. Okay, we have the Five of Swords right on top of that Four of Swords. So I do think workaholism might be something to keep in mind. That may be something to be aware of. Don't as a potential pitfall. So don't. It's also perfectionism. Don't worry too much. Sometimes we have initial signs of success and then we immediately freak out and we're like, oh no, this is all gonna fall apart, because it's like you feel this added pressure. Don't let that sabotage your efforts. Just keep going. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Okay, keep telling yourself that, because I think in October you're kind of it's like on one day you're exhilarated and you feel great, and then on the other day you're sort of like, like that's the Queen of Cups right there. It's like October might be kind of all over the place, honestly, in terms of emotional moodiness, and like your emotions may be like kind of all over the place in October, but mostly in a good way. I don't want to scare you. We have the Chariot. Yeah, very exciting. I'll put the Chariot there. Did I just pull cards from that deck? I did. The Two of Pentacles, interesting, right with the Two of Cups. I'm going to pull a couple more cards from this deck. That's what I'm going to do. So with the Chariot and the Two of Pentacles, definitely something is in motion. Something has gained steam. You are in the thick of it. You are in, it's like change is on the rise. Change is on the horizon too. Like there's something you're really looking forward to on the horizon with the Two of Pentacles. Again, that roller coaster feeling is there, where you feel like you're juggling certain prospects, certain projects, certain choices. You might feel a little bit stretched thin, like you might be a little bit overwhelmed, but just remember that just like the Chariot, you know, it's like the bicycle. Like once you get going, it's much easier. So don't doubt your abilities. Just trust that process of whatever work or whatever you're doing in October. Trust the process and just really embrace it. You know, it's a dance. Like just enter the dance and don't look back and don't look down and don't look at your feet. Don't look at your feet while you're dancing. That was something I just heard. So I don't know if you're going to a wedding or something like that, but definitely make time to enjoy yourself and enjoy the festivities in October. Because I do think you are going to spend a lot of time working on something, and it's always good to have that balance of, you know, work hard, play hard is kind of, it's not a good motto to live lifelong, but I think in October it's a good motto for you. All right, we have the Death and Three of Swords, so that's pretty intense energy. But, you know, the Death card is Scorpio energy, which is very aligned with October. Scorpio season is the majority of October. With the Three of Swords. What am I getting here? I mean, it could be a separation, certainly. But I don't know. I'm not getting a sense that with that Wheel of Fortune, I'm not getting a sense that you're going to be very upset about this. There's something here. You're sort of, actually, it's sort of like you're putting this behind you now. This Three of Swords. Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm actually getting a sense here that for some of you, you might deal with like seasonal affective disorder, and October may sometimes be a tricky month for you because it reminds you of like winter is coming, and sometimes that gets you into kind of a depressive mood. But there's this message here about embracing endings, like seasons come and go. And so you don't need to relive this pain every year because you're dreading winter before it even starts. This is about enjoying every precious moment, every precious day, because every day that you're alive, every day that you're in the sun, or every day that you get to spend with a loved one, it's precious. Like it's you know, the Death card is kind of reminding you to stop and smell the roses. And that Three of Swords is also this reminder that like we experience pain because we experience love. Like we can't feel sad over things and people we don't love. So it's also this message of like, you know, I want to say gratitude, but it's not really that. It's almost like respect. Having a respect for your own sensitivity, your own sensitive heart. Having that healthy respect that, you know, sometimes your heart needs time to heal, like almost like a raised bed in a garden, or like, you know how you have to keep a field fallow for a certain amount of time in order for it to be abundant again. So I do think there's actually this really interesting message here about like your approach to your own life and your own creativity and your own sense of like abundance in life. You are starting to be much more wise about just the natural cycles in your life, and you're much more wise about like the need to have this like deep rest and like pause, you know, the need to honor those pauses in life when we're not super creative or we're not super abundant. There's like this respect here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple cards just to like see if there's a confirmation or any other clarification on what I just said. We just got the Death card again. Oh my gosh. And this card comes up multiple times now. It's weird. This is a collective energy for sure, and I think it's just this time of year as well. I think a lot of us are really looking at our lives with that appreciation for how brief life can be. And there we have strength with the infinity symbol right there. Yeah, Scorpio and Leo energy. So those might be signs that you relate to. Maybe you are Scorpio or Leo in your sun, moon, rising. We have blossom. Stop and smell the roses. That's what I said earlier. Confirmation. Guarded. Interesting. With the eye. So, you know, it's like what wisdom. I feel like it's like the being guarded is about being conscious of one's limits too. You know, minding one's natural limitations and respecting one's limitations, respecting the need to, you know, guard yourself at times, not just throw yourself endlessly into a cycle, like with, you know, it's a balance. I think it's like this balancing act. And here we have hope. Okay, and also for some of you, you are in the grieving process, whether you are grieving a relationship or grieving a loved one. And if that is the case, my condolences to you. I'm so sorry for your loss. It's like there's no right or wrong way to grieve. And so I think sometimes we need to hear from others that you know, take all the time you need. Like, you don't need to rush this process of grieving either. We have inspiration here. Hope and inspiration, beautiful energy coming through. Maybe that's how your creativity is showing up in your life. The way you create things also gives you hope for the future after going through a very like difficult time. We have union. Again, the relationships in your life, the relationships that are currently in your life, right? Not relationships of the past, but the people who are here in the here and now, people who are showing up in the here and now. Here we have humility. So it's also having that humility for our own fragileness, you know, our own sensitivities, and crafty. Okay. Yeah, you're going to bounce back. Whatever difficulties you have in October, you're going to bounce back because you have such a creative streak here. You're very excited about whatever projects you've got going on. And last one, home. Okay. Maybe for some of you, you're doing a home renovation or like home decorating, or, you know, even thinking about buying a home or like thinking about moving. This is a great time to get inspired on that front and like maybe make a vision board or make an inspiration board with some like style ideas, you know, lots of ways you could approach that. Yeah, I'll just line up the cards here. So that's your reading, pile one. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, please chime in the comments, let me know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for being here and take care. Hello, pile two. Welcome to your reading. You selected the flame. I'm gonna get right into it. I haven't selected cards yet, so I felt like shuffling while I read for you. So let's see what the first few cards are. What are the predictions for pile two for October? With the flame, I do feel like you're experiencing like a reignition of something or a revival of something. New energy, new vitality, a new sense of vitality. Okay. I also had like, as I was beginning this reading, I felt like a lot of excitement and I wanted to hurry up and get to it. Like I feel like maybe you're bringing that to the table. There's the Knight of Wands. What was I just saying? Knight of Wands, absolutely. You're bringing enthusiasm to something in October. We have the Eight of Cups. Ooh. With the Hermit. And the Judgment card. And the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh. Pile 2. Very cool. There's something very mystical going on for you. I wonder if you're studying like alchemy or the occult or, you know, magic. I think with the Hermit here, there's like a field of study that's really exciting to you, and you're spending more time on it, and you found more of a focus in this like particular field of study. This doesn't have to be something like college or like school-based. It doesn't have to be an institutional way of learning. This could be self-paced learning. This could be even like learning a skill with your hands, you know, like maybe learning how to fix a car or learning how to repair things in home or build things from scratch. Like there's something you're doing that's very independent in spirit and mind. Now with the Eight of Cups, I do feel like you're coming out of a period of also being maybe depressed or maybe disillusioned. And that could have kept you a bit stagnant for a while, like losing motivation, lacking motivation, maybe even not taking care of yourself very well. So you're coming out of that, and October is going to be a great revival of, you know, not just enthusiasm, but just general energy and vitality and motivation. So even in your habits, like, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your home, or taking care of your space, keeping your space clean, you're going to experience more energy, which is going to impact you very positively there. We have the Ace of Pentacles here, so definitely an opportunity is opening up for you, whether it's more time, more money, more energy. Something is boosting you in October. Sorry for the noise there. If you see that, well, first of all, that it goes with this reading, so revving up, okay, that's part of your reading. We have the Judgment card here. So it's also possible that you're experiencing a big revelation, information coming to light that's sort of like this game changer, valuable information. It could be even like something to do with an investment. Maybe you'll be able to make wiser, more sound decisions, financial decisions, because of this information. The Hermit could even be a person who is a counselor, someone who's giving you really good, solid advice for whatever this is for you. Let's keep going. Very exciting, pile 1. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so again, opportunity for advancement, opportunity for expansion. Maybe even a travel opportunity is showing up here in October. A trip. I feel like it's a short trip, but it's going to be a short trip that does a lot to ignite your curiosity, ignite your enthusiasm. I mean, all the things. Wow, we have the Fool. If you were drawn to pile 1, that may be that may have some messages for you. But again, just emphasizing this like new lease on life, just revving up. We have the Three of Cups with the Nine of Wands. It says Three of Hearts, but in most decks that's known as the Three of Cups. So we've got the Three of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords. Okay, and the High Priestess. That can be a mysterious card. That can mean something hidden or secretive. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. And the Ten of Wands. Okay, so I'm my first message I'm getting with this new set of cards. I'm actually just gonna scooch it. So I feel like maybe in the workplace there's some uncertainty, and it might be that somebody who like you have to deal with, like maybe like your boss or your someone you report to, maybe they're being secretive, or they're just not revealing everything you need to know, and it's kind of you know, it might be making life a bit difficult for you here, but if that is not resonating for you, there's also a possibility that you're the one keeping something secret and private. And it's possible that you've been working hard on something, and even keeping it secret has been quite a burden for you. Um, we have here the Three of Cups, which is interesting because it's such a different energy from the cards that followed. I wonder if, like, you've even been avoiding socializing too much, or like avoiding certain friends or a social circle or a class even. Like, I feel like you're avoiding a certain situation because you are like really focused on seeing this thing through, and you don't want any distractions from it. You also are carrying a lot on your plate, and I think it's just it's like you feel like you're not ready yet, but that is coming to a close. I feel like the with everything I said initially, you're like reaching that point of choosing, okay, if I keep going, I'm gonna like injure myself, you know, like working hard physically, right? Like you might injure yourself. Or if I keep going, I'm gonna have like mental burnout. I feel like you're recognizing that you need to pull back from something, even expectations, just like even pulling back on perfectionism, or trying too hard, honestly, just trying too hard on something that like isn't quite giving back to you what you're giving in. The High Priestess is a very powerful card here. And I feel like this is also saying something about your approach to things in October. So let me go ahead and clarify that. What is the High Priestess? Why the High Priestess? Why is the High Priestess showing up here? We have the Justice card. Interesting. Okay, it's possible that there's a legal matter that is in the works, maybe a lawsuit or something that you're involved in, and you can't talk to anybody about it. And keeping that secret is like a bit of a burden here. It might be about something in the workplace. Maybe that's what's going on. Oh, wow, we have the Hermit again with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So I'm gonna move these here. So, wow, yeah, big change in October. So, honestly, I'm getting a sense that there's even a decision, like maybe a court decision or some kind of like facts that come to the surface. Something is being revealed that does change your situation. Like it changes something in a very big way for you, and that's where all this like vitality and energy is coming from. It might even be a healthcare revelation. It might even be like a diagnosis that puts things together for you, that like it's like a diagnosis that like you've been waiting for a long time. Like finally they've figured out what's going on with me. Like maybe you've had physical symptoms that have been very like confusing and mysterious to your doctors, and now in October they're like putting pieces together and they're like, yes, this is what's going on with you. And then by diagnosing you correctly, they can give you the proper treatment, and then by giving you the proper treatment, you have this new sense of physical vitality. You see how that connects? So that is one possibility here. I feel like I've said a couple of things that kind of bring it in multiple directions, so I do want to get a bit more focused here. Generally, for October, what we're definitely seeing with that Hermit is that you are like pursuing something very important to you, and you're like very enthusiastic about it, but you're trying to give it this focus that doesn't waver, because I feel like you're aware, you're trying to give it like, you're trying to do this in a way that's more sustainable for you, because I think you're aware that you like tend to pursue opportunities very excitedly in the beginning, and then you kind of peter out, like your energy peters out. But I feel like with the Hermit, you're approaching this with with more wisdom, personal wisdom about your own like propensities. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, you're really taking ownership over that. It's like a destined, like a sense of destiny here. You're kind of taking charge of your personal destiny here. You're not letting things, you're not leaving things up to chance, is actually what I'm getting there, which is pretty cool. That's like a good place to be. So yeah, pile 2. I'm going to pull a few more cards to wrap this up. Any other predictions, advice for October for pile 2? Any clarifications or confirmations about what I just said? We have the 2 of Pentacles. Shows somebody juggling. Oh yes, this is what I want. So there is advice here, because with the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, there is advice here. Go with the flow. I think you might, you know, you're very excited about something for sure, and you really want it to work out. So that's great that you're so invested in it. But with the 2 of Pentacles, there's this message of like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like try to be flexible enough to let this new source of abundance take root in your life in the way it needs to take root. And sometimes that requires intuition. See, we have the High Priestess, very intuitive sign, very intuitive card, very psychic. Sometimes you need to just trust your intuition on something and try, you know, kind of play around with it, like experiment a bit. Don't be too much of a stickler. We have the 10 of Wands here, so I do think you have a propensity for sometimes just like stubbornly sticking to one way of doing something after it's already exhausted its usefulness. Okay, maybe stubbornly using a certain tool or using a certain program software, like working, I don't know, whatever that is for you. But like, you can get stuck in a routine sometimes where you know, you're kind of just doing it for the sake of doing it. So October is a good time to change things around a bit. Try something new. Try a different way of working. Okay, and can we get some more cards? Pulling from this oracle deck, we have community. Beautiful. Yeah, seems like there's maybe even a collaborative effort here. Direction. Oh, nice. I think you're getting very constructive feedback from a community, or maybe there's a community that is embracing your project, embracing your ideas, really loving the excitement you have, like you're getting them excited for it. We have Knight. Interesting. Knight goes very well with the Hermit, because it's like you're, you know, see, look at this bird focused on the moon. You have that direction and you have that focus, and all the distractions in your life are sort of like turned down now. So you have something in sight. You have something to focus your sights on that's really helping you out. And we have duality here. So that jives with the 2 of Pentacles. That duality. I wonder if you have 2 projects or 2 things going on. And we have held. Yeah, held. So to wrap this up, October, you seem to have something really exciting that's like reinvigorating your vitality, or just even your motivation. It could be that a health issue is improving, so you have more physical vitality. It could also be like a new topic, or like a new field of study that is so fascinating to you that it ignites your curiosity and it makes you want to study it even more. So you have a lot of enthusiasm in October is what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing support from a number of areas. Okay, there's support from people who like show up with opportunities for you specifically. It's also support from community, like a community who accepts you or embraces you or just adores what you're doing. It could be like they're fans of your work. That could be one possibility. But you know, we're seeing, what I'm seeing for you is that there's like revelations coming in October that really put things like it's like you're able to conceive of everything in your life. You're able to find solutions to problems in your life more creatively, more intuitively. You're able to let go of like outdated notions or outdated expectations and be a little bit more carefree. You're also like taking more control of your destiny and not leaving things up to chance. It's possible that someone gives you good advice for an investment, or just like maybe good advice in general for life, life advice. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of positive things for you, Pile 2. I hope this was helpful. If this resonated for you, please do click the like button, and feel free to chime in the comments to let me know what helped you out here, what was helpful. I always love to hear that feedback. Thank you so much, Pile 2. Take care now. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You selected the Village. Interesting card. Someone's hand is reaching for something, but I'm not sure what that is that's depicted. But the Village, the meaning of this card, according to the guidebook, refers to the home, the community, the tribe, the family. Okay, the family of origin, your birthplace, or where you were raised. This is about where you have roots, a place where you have roots. It can also be a place where, or a sense of being so rooted in a place that you may feel restricted, that you may feel supervised, you know, like a child, like your family, you're an adult, but now you know how you can, sorry, you know how sorry, I'm assuming I'm talking to adults here, right? Adult children, right? Adult children can still be patronized to by their parents, right? So sometimes the Village can be overbearing, right? If you still live where you grew up, like maybe you run into people from high school, and sometimes you know, people from high school still know you a certain way, even though you've changed and you've grown so much. So that can feel limiting at times. You know, the fact that you could have an identity that is so fixed and stable can sometimes make people feel yeah, just limited. So let's see what it is for you in October. Why do we need to know about the Village for your October predictions? For Pile 3, please. What are the messages? What do they need to know about October? What's coming their way? Oh, that popped out. It's the Page of Wands there. Very excited. As Page of Wands should be. Okay. Pile 3. We have the Four of Pentacles. Page of Wands. The Star. Lovely influence there. I can't help but feel like the Star and the Four of Pentacles are kind of mirroring each other. And we have the Ace of Swords. Interesting. Oh, yes. Okay, so Pile 3. It's possible that you're somebody who is living somewhere that you're thinking of moving from. So maybe you have stayed in the place you grew up in, or maybe you've just lived somewhere for like a pretty long time now, and it's kind of feeling a bit too small for you. You're setting your sights on the horizon. You're asking yourself, like, you know, where do I really belong, or like where would I really be able to pursue my dream? And with the Four of Pentacles here, I do think you have been saving up money for this move, or yeah, you've been like hunkering down in some way, focused on the goal, focused on saving money for it. Yeah, just very determined there. But with the Page of Wands, you're also feeling very optimistic and very curious. So I feel like you haven't quite landed on a particular place. You just know you want to go. You're feeling restless. You just know, like, you need to get out. We have the Star and the Ace of Swords. So definitely in October, I think there's going to be some news coming your way, like a letter, an email, a notification, some information is going to be shared with you that's going to make this dream or this goal feel much more attainable. It's going to be very valuable information. It's like a breakthrough moment, very enlightening. We have the Five of Cups. Yeah, wow. Ooh, why that Five of Cups? Interesting. It's like the news you hear, it's informative and helpful, but it's not without sadness. Yeah, we have the Tower. And we have the Hermit. Ooh. Pile 3. What is this about? The Tower and the Hermit. So, okay. So I'm picking up that for some of you, you might have your sights set on a particular school or college, and you're going to get information that is like telling you how much it costs or like how much you'd have to borrow. And this is very valuable information, but it's also a bit upsetting because it's like putting a price tag on it, you know, and that's like a big deal. So I feel like you're gonna overreact a bit to whatever information is coming through. You're gonna overreact a bit, but it's important to recognize that it's better to be informed, right? It's better to be informed and make a wise decision rather than be blindsided later on and be completely unprepared. So what this information is actually doing for you is it's going to give you it's going to like give you, sorry, I'm trying to just find the word for it. It's going to narrow down your focus. So instead of you being like too pie in the sky, you're going to have your aim and your focus be much more achievable. And I feel like it's painful temporarily. It's like a painful acknowledgement, but you get over it pretty easily. The Tower is showing up something shocking and surprising, and I feel like that's a different situation. It's not related to the information you're getting. Let's clarify that Tower. The King of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. So you might actually hear from someone in your life. Oh, I see. I think someone is reaching out after some time of not being in your life. Honestly, I'm picking up for some of you, it might even be a parent who wasn't around while you were growing up. They're kind of showing up out of the blue, or they're showing up like in this very disruptive way. Yeah, it's almost like they're demanding that the family reunites, or like yeah, there's something interesting here, and I don't mean to be, I hope that's okay. Knight of Wands. Okay. Wow, Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. You've got a lot of stuff going on. People are really in your business is also what I'm getting. And that's kind of connects back to the Village. I feel like there are multiple people in your life who are, you know, they really, I want to say they intrude, but I'm not entirely sure about that either. It's possible some of them are very intrusive, but also some of them might just be like very well-meaning and want to give you advice or want to help you out. So don't write people off just yet, just because you may not personally like the way they approach it. Don't write them off. Be a little bit receptive. Be willing to adapt, because it's possible, and I think it's actually very likely, that whatever the reason why they're showing up is that they want to support you. So whatever they have to support you, be open to accepting it. We have the Five of Pentacles here, so I definitely feel like, yeah, there's like some financial issue that's stressing you out. But then look, you've got the Six of Pentacles, so it's like it kind of quickly remedies itself. And I think like only one or two people are going to resonate with what I said about a parent showing up out of nowhere. I think for most of you, generally, like someone shows up and they're just they're almost like very domineering, but you don't block them out entirely. Like, they show up with like a very strong presence and a lot of authority and a lot of yeah, it's just kind of a controlling, domineering personality. But I feel like you are kind of dancing around them. Like, you're not really letting it get to you. You're sort of like entertaining the information. You know, you're hearing them out, and you're like weighing it in your mind, like, oh, is this useful for me? Like, could I apply this knowledge? Could I use this information for my goal? Like, that's the kind of what I'm seeing here so far. We have the Lovers card, which with the Six of Pentacles, I do think it's showing up as like you sorting out your priorities about how money is going to show up in your life. So maybe you need to borrow money to pursue your dream, or maybe you need to, maybe you need to just like change your budget, like let go of something, let go of a budget item in order to have more to fund your dream. So this is about balancing priorities for the sake of a long-term goal, which is definitely encouraged here. We have the Ten of Swords, we have the High Priestess, we have the Temperance, and wow, we have the Well card, which is special to this deck, and we have the King of Wands. I'm just gonna go ahead and put these up here. So, okay. Pile 3. Yeah, I think that, we've got the King of Wands, which is now showing up next to this Page of Wands. So I feel like for the month of October, you mature in a certain way, and I think it's part of it is that you're making decisions for yourself, and you're even choosing like the direction you want to go in. You're choosing to maybe leave a home behind, or you're choosing to move out and stay by yourself. Maybe you're choosing to leave like a roommate situation, or maybe you've lived with your family and now you're choosing to move out and live on your own. There's something happening in October where like you're definitely becoming more independent and like self-determined, self-made even. It's almost like, yeah, I'm definitely seeing like a big growth step and a big expansion in October. Now, it's not really smooth sailing. I think there are some people showing up in your life who maybe stir a bit of trouble, but not necessarily intentionally. They're just disruptive in some way, and you kind of have to just like go with, kind of like not go with the flow, but like don't let these things sidetrack you. Like, keep your focus. Stay on track. Like, don't get tempted to, participate in all the dramas of other people's lives around you. That's definitely some advice here. I also feel like with the Ten of Swords and the High Priestess showing up, like you're processing a lot, like it's a big move that you're planning, or it's a big step you're doing, a big step you're planning in terms of like going after what you want. And sometimes we have to sit with the feelings that could surface for us. I think, with the Well and the High Priestess and the Temperance card, like there's a spiritual aspect to this as well, right? There's a spiritual journey here in striking out on your own and taking this like risk, or taking this like big step in your growth. Because the Village has showed up here, I feel like, yeah, I keep getting the sense that you are leaving behind a group of people, like a family or a community where you grew up. They raised you in some way, like they influenced you. They had a big hand in making you the person you are now. But you're taking these steps to make yourself more independent and self-reliant, because what you're recognizing now is that, like, if you want the life you want, if you want to live out your dream, you have to take ownership over it. You have to be in charge. You can't just wait for other people to step in and build this life for you. And sometimes they step in and they try to help you out, but you know what? You're recognizing that what they're doing is not always in your best. It's not always in your best interest. Sometimes it's because they're doing it out of their best interest, and you're just like a pawn in a sense. So for some of you, I know that sounds really negative, but like, recognizing that, understanding that, that's very empowering. That information, even though it can be upsetting at the time that you first hear how maybe somebody is talking behind your back, or they're sabotaging you somehow, or they're, the first time you hear it, it's upsetting, but it's actually very empowering, right? Because now you know better. Now you know more. You have more information to go on for how you judge, like, the people in your life, the relationships in your life, okay? And with the Lovers card, it's about choice, right? I'm not really seeing this so much romantically. I'm seeing this about choosing how you spend your money, choosing how you spend your time, choosing who you spend time with, and prioritizing your dream, prioritizing your goal, okay? Prioritizing what is important to you. Sometimes that means not hanging around certain people and making better choices for yourself. We have here, with the High Priestess, the Temperance, and the Well, and the King of Wands, we have here so much support for you from the spirit world, from the divine. You have a lot of divine inspiration coming in. You have a lot of artistic inspiration coming in, psychic attunement, psychic awareness. So trust your intuition, and if you have to go slow, like, pace yourself. You don't have to rush into things. You can go at the pace that you need to go in order to expand organically, okay? So that's your message, pile 3. I hope that resonates, and if it does, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, chime in the comments. I love to hear feedback, and I love to hear how this is showing up in your life. But I appreciate you being here, pile 3. Take care now.